to the Hypnosis Hangout. First of all, my name is Tracy Kanan, and we're going to be talking about some goals tonight. And, we just had the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. And a lot of people have set goals for 2023. And now it is January 4th, and perhaps you have totally blown through your goals already. If maybe you were trying to quit smoking and you've cheated. Maybe you're trying to quit drinking and you just find that that's not your deal. But whatever it is, it's a new year. It's a new time to start something new. And I always look at the end of my year and I start planning for what do I want to accomplish coming up in the following year. And I found myself, as I research what other people do with goals, I always find that it's there's what I call it a technically perfect goal. And why is it a technically perfect goal? It's a technically perfect goal because it covers all the bases of what a goal should be. Okay. And a lot of you have heard of it. If you're a self-help junkie, you've heard of it. It's called SMART goals, SMART. And each letter in the SMART goal is for something different. So the S in SMART is for specific, the M is for measurable, the A is for attainable, the R is for relevant, and the T is for time bound. Okay, so when you set a goal for yourself and you set all these things up so that it fits the criteria of a SMART goal, you have a technically perfect goal. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of run through a fun goal. And let's say a lot of people want to lose weight in the new year. Okay. So let's just say that our goal right now is to lose weight. Okay. So when we say that our goal is to lose weight, we compare it to the SMART goal, and it is not specific because technically I could lose a quarter of a pound and mission accomplished, right? I have lost weight, done, knock it off, let's go. So lose weight is not an amazing goal. All right, but let's make it a little more specific, okay? Let's say you want to lose 25 pounds. That is a specific goal. So we're going to go ahead and narrow down our goal of lose weight to, I want to lose 25 pounds, okay? I'm going to put 25 pounds down on my paper. Now, the next part of the SMART goal is it measurable? And how do you know if it's measurable? Okay, obviously it's a pretty good goal. 25 pounds is pretty measurable. You can step on the scale and you can see how much you've lost. So losing 25 pounds is definitely a measurable goal. Okay, it's a little more specific. It's measurable. So now, is it attainable? All right, is your goal attainable? If you weigh 26 pounds and you want to lose 25, there might be a problem. But if you weigh 225 and you want to lose 25, now we're talking. And a lot of that will depend on how tall you are. If you're 8 feet tall, you may not want to lose that 25 pounds. If you're, 5'4", yeah, you kind of want to lose that weight. So now we have specific, measurable, and attainable. Is the goal able to be attained? Okay. Now, is it relevant? Okay. I had to actually research this one a little further because relevant. Okay. I immediately thought like if you're a skinny person, then maybe that goal would not be relevant. Okay. If you are a height, weight, proportionate person, that goal is not relevant. But actually what they mean by relevant is, does your goal align with your values? Wow. That's a different way of looking at things. So does losing 25 pounds align with your values? Okay. If your value is health and fitness, then yes, it does align with your values. If your values is gluttony, no, it's probably not going to align with your values so well. The last part of this is your goal time bound. Okay. Time bound. To say that I'm going to lose 25 pounds in a week, probably not going to happen as much as we would love for it to happen. However, if you weigh 1,000 pounds and you watch your eating, you may very well lose 25 pounds in that week. But for most of us, losing 25 pounds in a week is not going to happen. If you do a little bit of research, you'll see that losing 1 to 2 pounds a week is a little bit more reasonable. So losing 25 pounds in 25 weeks might be a very, very specific, time-bound, measurable, attainable, relevant goal. Okay, so that is a technically perfect goal, okay? That we would lose 25 pounds in 25 weeks, whenever that is, okay? I'm going to guess sometime in June. All right, now, it's good to have a technically perfect goal, but you can have the most technically perfect goal in the world, but if you don't have any fire in your belly to get that goal done, then a technically perfect goal doesn't mean anything. So what do I mean by a little bit of fire in the belly? Okay, fire in the belly means you got to have passion. You got to have a reason to hit this goal. Okay, you've got to make this so important. Think about Olympians. Okay, Michael Phelps, for instance. Okay, when you read about how that man trained for the Olympics, it was insane, absolutely insane. Swimming nonstop, 6 hours a day, ice packs, massages. He had a whole regimen going. Okay, Michael Phelps didn't wake up and go, I think I want to go to the Olympics. Let me go to the gym 1 day a week. It's crazy, right? He had it in his mind. He had passion for this goal. He had a reason for wanting to do it. He had a vision of how it was going to go. He had fire in his belly to get this done. And so this is the problem where a lot of people set these goals that just don't, they set goals that don't set their heart on fire. Okay. I get clients in my office all the time that come in and they go like, yeah, I should work out. Wow, that's hard to work with because they're not even passionate about working out. They know they should do it, but they're not excited about doing it because it's work. It's a chore. And how do you expect to be successful at something if you don't have a passion for what you're doing? So when I get a client that says I have to go to the gym, okay, I work with them specifically on what is it about the gym that you love? Well, I really don't like the gym, but I know I should do it. I should tone. But that's still not going to get you there. So then I said, let's take everything off the table. And what do you enjoy doing? And then we get down to it. And they're like, well, I really like pickleball. All right. Is pickleball exercise? And they're like, yeah. I go, what if you spent that time that you're supposed to be exercising, going to the gym, what if you spent it doing an activity you really, really enjoy? Do you think you would get to your weight loss goals faster by doing an activity you enjoyed? And they're like, well, yeah. I go, all right. So let's take this going to the gym off the table. And what's a reasonable time for you to play pickleball? Well, I can play 3 times a week. Perfect. How long can you play for? Well, each time it's an hour a week. Perfect. So now you got 3 hours out of your week that you can exercise, and it's something that you actually enjoy. So while you can have a technically perfect goal, if it's not a goal that you're looking forward to it, that's the whole thing right there. I just saw the comments from Rachel. Dancing is for me. Boom. That is exactly what I did a couple years ago. I was going to a gym. I hated it. I didn't care for it so much. And right up the street, there was a belly dance studio. And I decided I was just going to take a couple of belly dance classes. I loved it. There was a whole culture, a whole creative spirit for me there. And I'm going to give them a plug because I just love it so much. Hip Expressions down in St. Petersburg. Fabulous place. They offered all kinds of dancing. So belly dancing is what lured me in, but then there was tribal dancing, there was samba dancing, there was I call it angry tap dancing, but it is it's a Spanish dance and I can't think of it, but they had a world champion God, I can't think of it anyway. Forgive me, Vanessa, for not remembering your kind of dance, but it made the time fly. And yeah, did I have to work a little harder doing belly dancing to get the same results as I did in the gym? Yeah, maybe. but I loved it. There was another form of dance called Nia, which I enjoyed, non-impact aerobics. And that was a great way. So what I did is instead of changing, instead of going with the goal, I have to lose 25 pounds. I changed my goal. I took the weight off the table and I turned it into, I want to take, I think I said it was 200 belly dance classes in a year. Okay. That's like a couple times a week, right? 52 weeks a year, that's 4 classes a week. I could do that. I ended up crushing that goal. I ended up with like 270 classes that year between belly dancing and all the different classes that they offered. And I ended up losing more than 25 pounds that year. I think I lost close to 40 or something. It was crazy. But because I was doing stuff that made me happy. And so I got rid of my technically perfect goal and I changed the goal completely from just losing weight to doing something that I loved. And this is the secret to goal setting, that a lot of people set goals for reasons that they have to do it, they should do it, they're supposed to do it, but they're not happy about it. So finding a goal that works for you, call it like maybe a meta goal or a sub goal. So if you want to become more fit, finding an activity that you enjoy will get you a lot farther into where you want to be. So to me, that is the real key to successful goal setting. Yes, the smart stuff is necessary. So you at least have a decent way to measure and track what you're doing. But having fire, having passion for your goal is going to get you a lot further. The people who have achieved their goals, okay, people who have written books, had dreams, okay, about seeing their book on the bookshelf. They had dreams about receiving fan mail on how a book has changed someone's life. It's not just the goal itself, it's what will achieving that goal bring you. And also focusing on what will that goal bring you. You know, a lot of people, they want to earn X amount of dollars, okay? A lot of clients come into my office, I want to earn $100,000 this year. Okay, great. What's it going to feel like when you get your paycheck or when you look at your bank account and you see that money in there? That's where the magic of the goal is, because you want to be able to see it, you want to be able to breathe it, you want to be able to feel it, you want to have everything about that goal right there. What is that goal going to look like to you? Is it going to be opening up your bank statement and seeing that money in there? What's it going to feel like? What's it going to feel like to go into a store and be able to buy this particular item that you would like to have and not have to sweat it? What's it going to feel like? What's it going to sound like? What's it going to smell like? These are the ways that you make that goal so vivid and so real for you. And once it's aligned in your mind of how it's going to look, how it's going to sound, how it's going to feel, how it's going to taste, how it's going to smell. Notice those are all your 5 senses, okay? Once it's aligned in your head like that, your body, your neurology will start to wire you for that success. And you can do this with any kind of goal. It can be, okay, people will come into my office, I want to quit drinking. Okay, that's great. Why do you want to quit drinking? Okay. A lot of times they'll have a negative reason for it. I want to quit drinking because I'm tired of fighting with my partner. I'm tired of feeling the way I do in the morning. I want to quit drinking because I know it's not good for my body. All right, great. How would you rather feel? Well, I'd rather feel good about myself. Okay. And so we start to break down the specifics of the goal. What will quit drinking do for that person? How will their life be different 3 months from now when they haven't had a drop of liquor in 3 months? And they start to tell me, well, I'll have more energy. I'll feel like doing stuff. I'll be able to spend time with my spouse. We won't be fighting as much. And make that goal, the end goal, making it real for you and compelling enough for you to want to go through all the steps to get there. The passion of the goal is the key to getting you to that finish line. But then wait, oh, there's more. Because now you got to have a plan to get that plan in place. So you've got your goal, you've got the passion, you know what finished looks like. When you achieve that goal, you know in your head what it's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, what it's going to smell like, all that stuff. So now we got to start to backtrack a little bit. And with backtracking the goal, okay, now you have to take the steps on how to get there. What has to be done for you to be sober for 3 months? What has to be done for you to quit smoking? What has to be done for you to lose 25 pounds? What has to be done for you to exercise? Okay. And a lot of times these are, it's internet research for the most part, finding that dance class for you, finding, if you want to quit smoking, maybe finding a recording, finding a book, finding a hypnotist, hint, hint, for quitting drinking. Maybe it's going to an AA meeting. Perhaps it's going to an Al-Anon meeting. But finding those steps and then setting the time in your schedule to make that happen. Okay. A lot of people don't feel that they're worth the time that it takes to achieve the goal, or they got other things to do. Well, my husband needs me. Oh, I gotta, the kids need my help, and they don't create that time for themselves to make this done. So that feeling of worth, that you are worth this time to get this done, is also very important. Scheduling the time. And that's one thing that I've really been working hard to do this year with my goals. I've set some crazy goals for myself this year. And to make sure I do it, I have to schedule the time. Okay. And that time is precious to me, because that could be time spent on other things that pull me away from my focus, or I could be spending that time on me, spending that time learning the things I want to learn, doing the things I want to do, spending my time on this planet the way I want to spend it. And that is the key. So if there's any questions out there now, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'm going to kind of look around here and see what I have going here. I have this running on both Zoom and Facebook, so I'm kind of going between the two screens here. Any questions, or would anybody like assistance in going over their goal? Looking around here. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. We'll go ahead and conclude the Hypnosis Hangout for today. I thank you so much for tuning in, and I will have this recording up for you later on today or tonight, depending on where you are. Thanks so much for watching. The next Hypnosis Hangout will be February 1st, and that will be finding an IRL relationship in an e-world, IRL in real life. I will share with you some of my funny stories from my book, Hey, and other scintillating mating calls from the online dating world in there. It will be relevant because Valentine's Day will be around the corner. And so we'll have some good tips on how to manage yourself during the Valentine or Galentine's or singles season. And then also you can tune into my podcast, The Hilarious Hypnotist.com. We are going to be changing that to rebranding, we should say, to unhypnotize yourself. So be on the lookout for that in mid-January. And then also you can check out some of my online programs at daretothinkdifferently.com. So thanks again, and thank you for tuning in. Take care.